Hello and welcome back to RailRoads Online. So today we are here. We are kind of doing a grand opening, I guess, if you will, of our Summit Yard engine facility and storage. Is kind of what this is. So we do kind of have our admin building up here, which is at the head of the rail. And if you're gonna pop in, whatever. Not that you need to flip switches like that anymore, but if you wanted to telegraph to that switch at the head of the yard, there it is. So kind of the backside of the admin office there, and we'll see if see if I can get this, and we'll go up. Just kind of take a look. So we do obviously have a lot of outdoor rail storage here. Kind of the path between the admin office and the engine house, if you will. Alright, so we have some holding. This is kind of like where we're going to basically our new spawn yard right there. Still have the main looper on the outside. All feeds in. We have water and wood in several different places around the yard. Main holding out there. Coach building and repair and all that stuff in here. A couple more holding. Everything's kind of nice and symmetrical. I guess we can kind of get a look at it from on the overhead map. There you go. Coming in here, admin office, holding. That's how it all kind of ties in. Roundhouse. Have full train storage on the loops here if you just kind of want to pull something in fast and get that in there. And again, we'll just take a look here at the overhead. This is by far like the biggest yard engine facility area that I've ever put in. By far. This was a collective effort, I have to say. I did not single-handedly do this. There's, I don't know, 4 builders in here. Jeep, Gizmo, me, Zach. Everybody kind of just been playing a part and doing what they do in here. So, just a lot of things. 3 water towers, I guess, overall. That's so far. We have sand over here. Haven't put in a coal thing yet, but that's because it's at the coal mine. So the debate there is like you just run over to the coal chute there and fill it in. Obviously, we went with 3 of the roundhouses here, so that gives us like what storage? I don't even know. How many? I guess 4. Yeah, so 12 trains, whatever the heck. There you go. Storage for 12. And then we have the 2 old engine storage sheds here. These are probably going to be for more permanent storage stuff. Probably stick like a plow, stuff like that in them. Obviously, we haven't gotten the yard filled in yet. I could stick everything in here and have it covered, for God's sake, so we wouldn't even know that there's anything in here yet. So we just don't have anywhere near enough rolling stock or engines to fill it. As you can see, a couple of trains there. So it gives you just a size plug-in of the whole thing. But yeah, plenty of going on. Plenty of functionality in here, too. Everything ties from one side to the other, so you can zoom around. Should be a nice functioning full-size yard, but just kind of taking a look at it there. That's what we got. A couple of engines in the shed so far. We have our switcher in there. Old 242, and then the 47 is up here. This is going to get swapped out with the Glenbrook, so just kind of taking in chilly, getting some routine maintenance done on it. But then we do have the new engine that we just picked up. Did number this one 901. Obviously, it is the 280 consolidation. It's the Lima. So going to turn around and put that one onto some of the hopper cars so we can move the Ruby Basin, if we can get in the thing. So we can move the Ruby Basin over to tier 2 cars instead of on the hoppers for now. Is going to be the plan. Let's see, probably need some coal by now. Just really happy with like the way that this one came out, especially on the overhead map. Just looks pretty cool. Looks like some sort of like, I don't know, desert lines or something. It's kind of cool. Happy with that. So there we go. The new Summit Yard and Engine Facility coming into play here is the thing. A lot of covered storage for cars and whatnot if we decide to go that route. This is kind of like the first voyage of this one. Don't have water in it yet. Haven't done that. Will do that. Just coming out brand new though, so not really a big deal or something I'm going to worry about right now. See if we can get this slid over to the stack. I guess I could have pulled it forward and thrown water in it right there. Yeah, that is, you know, that was the thinking and why we put it on several different. You don't necessarily want it to be a pain in the butt to have to go back and get water. So I figured a few water towers in a lot of different directions wouldn't be a bad thing. Of course, where this one's going, there's going to be water too. So again, we can always do it there and catch it on the road. Suppose we could have put, well, no, we wouldn't want water on the outside there, but. So the new yard coming together, I suppose I could have done that on the map. Didn't need to get out of the loco. Old habits. And hard. Lima Locomotive and Machine Works. Alright, let's see if we can get this backed up. Hook us. I think that hooked us up. Definitely hooked us up. That clicking could now definitely be louder. Wouldn't be a bad thing if it were a little louder for the knuckle couplers when you're smacking into them. I would not complain if that were louder. Alright, let's see if we can just get this going. You gonna let me up in there? Wants to be a pain in the butt. Alright, open a window. There we go. Now I have no idea where I'm at with the freight, but we'll figure it out. Not seeing the cubes yet. Oh, there we missed one. Oh well. I think I'm just gonna let them dump in there. We dump a few, we dump a few. I look at it like in the long run, it's really not that big a deal. Just makes it a lot easier when it comes to doing coal, to be honest. Of course, these ones take a hot minute, but whatever. Dump a few things on the ground. I gotta imagine back in the day they dumped a fair share of coal on the ground here and there, probably. Not that big a deal. A little bit of spilled milk. Stop. As long as we're not dumping a ton of it on the ground. I don't know if we are dumping a ton of it on the ground now. We better back up a little bit. We might be dumping a ton of it on the ground. There we go. Not a big deal. Would be nice though if we could just go into the map and like trigger the load and unload process or trigger the cranes now on the map. That wouldn't be a horrible thing. to see added. Should be good. We'll go back, check the load, make sure we got 22 and everything. That's really all we care. As long as we get it low. Oh, we're missing one. Okay, so when we get that full, we gotta bag it one. Bag it at one. Not that big a deal. I can handle that. Alright, reverser. Takes a little bit longer to load this train than I was thinking. I don't really want to get going too fast. Oh, now we're right in the middle. Wasting all kinds of it. It's fine, it's no big deal. Alright, that one's gotta be full now. Oh, let's get one more in here. And we'll probably dump a ton of it as we're running back here anyway. Ah, enough of that, and enough of that. Alright. It's great. It's perfect. Good enough. One man operation. Yeah, this is just gonna look better, I think, as a coal train. So there you go. That's why it is. And it's gonna let us really upsize this train. I mean, I would assume now we can go ahead and add a few cars. Shouldn't have too much of a problem. Lima with a heck of a whistle. That is for sure. Blow some steam out coming out of this thing. Alright. Running our way out of the way. This has really started allowing us to make some money pretty quick. I mean, as you can see right now, we're probably pretty broke, 680 bucks. Always that way when we buy new locos, but we bought the new loco, bought the coach there, obviously, just for looks to have sitting there. Passenger cars, obviously, still just a looks thing. Almost think you know, and I don't know, people may feel different about this, but where they really don't have a value or anything like that, it'd be almost more proper for the coaches to have no cost and be more of a prop, and they should almost be just on the prop thing. Unless, you know, once they have a function, then I can see the cost, but otherwise, you know, passenger cars are basically just for looks and props. They should be almost a free thing there. But at any rate, we did plop one in there for the coach building area, or to make it look like, you know, coaches are being built and coming out of the assembly there. So that was kind of the thinking there. Picked up the Lima, and then we will be making our way, obviously, down to the farm with this coal for the meat industry. And you'll see there that we did pick up a bunch of cars rolling stock to finish out the meat industry stuff. So we do have the meat cars now and the stock cars for moving the cattle. So that'll be coming. We'll be able to cash it on that. Obviously needed some coal over there to be running the meat plant, which is what we're doing here. Be interesting to see how the Lima handles the corners here, speed-wise and all of that, as compared to the Ruby Basin. Ruby Basin's been doing this run great, so, you know, not replacing the Ruby Basin for sake of this run, but really more moving it back down the chain, just wanting to get the being able to hold the rails and the raw iron and stuff like that around without a worry. It'd be nice with the Ruby Basin, and then I think we can step up a few cars there, and it'll allow us to push everything else backwards down the chain. Is kind of the idea there. Oh yeah, we're almost doing 40 miles an hour. Lima nice and steady. So far, so good. That's a positive. A little extra speed here and there is never going to hurt. Well, that's not totally true, right? Wow, great whistle in the valleys there. You got to give him credit for that one. Certainly going to have enough speed to cause us a problem, that's for sure. We will be flying with this loco, but that's good. Really running. Moving fast. 30 miles an hour. It's steady. 29, 30. Freight train. That's good because we have so much coal to move around that having something this fast that can really get it done is going to be useful, that's for sure. So that's a decent upgrade, worth the money. And the Lima will stay useful no matter what, you know, or how big we want to go. The Lima is always going to have a use. This loco is plenty strong. Not the class 125, that's for sure, but it definitely is going to do plenty. And it does it in a hurry, so that's always a nice feature. Definitely a nice open rail, you know, freight, passenger, whatever, obviously, but just a nice open rail locomotive. I probably wouldn't want to use it for a switcher in a yard, but, you know, out on the open road, nothing wrong with this loco at all. Gonna get it done. And it's kind of nice and dark, so I figured it would fit the coal hoppers well. Definitely getting the job done. One of the more steady locos in the game, I have to say, a little more steady than the 47. Kind of popping around a lot, but the Lima seems to be nice and steady, so that's going to be cool. I think it's 7,500 is some change, something like that. So not a cheap loco, obviously, the Lima, but in the long run, worth it. We'll have to see how it handles the tight little, basically, roundabout that we kind of use here at the small yard, which we may be taking out. I'm not sure. Kind of do like it as like a little southern holding yard or a little depot storage. So, not too sure if it's coming out or staying in. Jury's still out on that one. Uh-oh. Running out of coal. Probably a good time to throw coal in it before we head down the hill and actually have to drive it. Okay, to one thing. Locos, if you're going to be the fireman and the engineer, you might want to turn around and take care of a few things when it's convenient rather than all at one time. Chop that down. Warn the world that we are coming down the hill. Absolutely flying. That's kind of becomes the problem with running locos like these, is you get so used to running so fast that then when you start running the other locos, it just feels like creeping. Becomes the thing, and then you're just in such a dangerous zone too. Some of the locos obviously handle turns and stuff better than others, especially at high speeds. The Lima, I have to say, so far this thing is pretty steady compared to everything else we've been running. Yeah, nice and smooth right over there. That is one of our, like, that turn, fair be told, where it takes it right there, if you're going right on that switch, you just kind of It is kind of almost built in there to throw a train off the track if you're going too fast up there. That is just kind of like a, kind of call it the monkey switch, you know? It's there if you're just zooming along and not paying attention like a monkey. You are probably going to get caught out on that switch and dump it. And, well, obviously, know it's there. We can take that. That's not the point. It's staying there. That's one of the built-in, one of our built-in things. So that'll be staying there. So there's the fair warning to all. That is a crash zone. So far, this layout's got like 2 of them that are kind of built in to be crash zones. That if you're just going too fast, or you're just not paying attention, or you just set it and forget it, you are probably going to pick the train up. This one I've noticed that really, if you keep a little bit of speed going through here, it tends to actually make the pull a little smoother. There we go. Into the house, so we will try to keep up a little bit of pace here through the pull, just to smooth it out. Was almost going to rip this out of here and relay it to broaden it, but then kind of figured that the faster, this kind of sounds weird, because if you run through it fast enough, it goes smooth enough, nothing comes off the track. If you go too slow in here, it'll buck stuff off the track. So kind of keeping it, because again, it's one of those you get to learn the railroad, you know. Oh, here's one of those. Switching on the map's gonna save us a big headache. There we go. All right, still intact. Blasting out of here. That takes care of that. We definitely could put a bypass in here, turn this into a big Y and go flying, but that's not the point. I do kind of like the whole, you gotta zoom it through the station. Just kind of fun. Which again, that's been the point of this layout. Just, you know, having some fun, making things look cool, and tootling around. That's why we put in the huge yard. You know, now some of these other holding areas we don't need. I am contemplating getting rid of the holding at the sawmill, because, at the sawmill, because could clean that up, have holding enough up at the logging camp that I don't think we really need the holding at the sawmill. And then we have the full-size yard now up there that if we were holding extra rolling stock, stuff like that, it's up there. So I'm not exactly sure if we're going to get rid of the holding at the sawmill or keep that, but definitely contemplating getting rid of some of the bridge work that's in there. Probably more appropriate and accurate to hold it elsewhere with that kind of storage going on. Go. This baby should cook down the hill nice. This is actually a nice upgrade from the Ruby Basin. Ruby Basin's been doing this great, but it's always like kind of pushing it speed-wise and stuff, where the Lima just really seems to be like, you know, choking the speed like no big deal. So that's kind of like a, I don't know, I guess there's a positive for the Lima right there. It's definitely built for the speed a little more so than some of the other locos. Ruby Basin will get up there and go fast for sure, but it does seem like the Lima is quite a bit steadier at the higher speed. That's for sure. Running nice, kid. That's cool. Then on the pull back, if it can handle it, we might as well add 1 or 2 more of these hoppers. Would certainly be nice. These things pay really well, so, you know, really happy with pulling this load. These big gondola cars are a huge upgrade from the old hoppers, I have to say. Nice nice addition to the game and to the rolling stock. Would not mind seeing a few more. Oh, wait. Whoa, we're not going to be able to switch it on the map fast. Oh, maybe we did. Haha! Saved it. Wow. Okay, that's cool. I wonder why that flipped. Wait. Oh, because we ran that other train. Yeah, sure. I mean, we ran that other train by here. Took it up to the yard that way from the ironworks. That's how. Yes, that's accurate. Oh, there we go. Map switch flipping. Saving the day. That was cool. Alright. Score one. Here we go with our little run off into the forest. I do have to say I like this part of the run. It's just kind of cool. Gives us a little chance to get off into the woods. I know if there's... I have, you know, some people talk about it's unfortunate that this map didn't get more woods area like this. There are a lot of really just really open spots, which are nice. Also, make it a bit sparse. I think we'll throw that. Don't cut down as many trees as you used to, which I'm not complaining, but I have heard people talk about it would have been nice to have a little more forested area on the map, but overall, I like the Aurora Falls map quite a bit. I think it's kind of like a good mixture of everything that we've had. Really. By far, I think it's the coolest big map. Wouldn't be sad to see a new Pine Valley 2.0. Maybe just with the new trees and, if possible, bigger. But, you know, hey, what it is Pine Valley's always been a cool map, so I wouldn't mess with what isn't broken either. It's just unfortunate it's early, not big, and just has the one type of tree, but there you go. Alright, let's get this in here. Have turned around and run a lot of stock, a lot of water. Got the cows all filled up, so that's a thing. Here's the new stock that we have. We do have the meat cars and the rolling stock, as I said before. Haven't touched them yet, so we'll have that coming up as we finish these industries out. Wood and water. Monty's little home right there, if you will. Just fits there on the edge. Alright, no cattle have come over yet. As you can see, we have been running some coal. I think this is going to be, I don't know, somewhere in the trips. I don't even remember how many trips. But this is starting to actually pay the bills. So kind of moving on from iron to here for now because obviously we need it. So, but definitely paying the bills. We'll bring that up. So yeah, 680 at the start of this thing. These pay quite well if we actually get them all to drop in there. Sometimes these things will sit right on top of the wood crossbar and not drop in there. A little bit of a pain. Usually they stack up and find their way in there, but you will lose one or two. Okay, that's a bit of a pain getting into this one. Sometimes, not even all the time, just sometimes. Whatever. Not complaining. 50 ways to get in the Loco. Let's roll that down. Ooh, a little sticky on the whistle that time. This here, we're out of coal in the firebox. And we definitely need water. This thing is about getting into explodey boom mode. So that'll be a thing. Alright, can I just unload it from down here? Stop rolling backwards. Where's the brake? That should stop it. All right, whatever. Definitely gonna pay the bills there. You can see as we're going over the 3,000 mark. So you know, 4 cars, 3 grand, or pretty close. Yeah, just to about $3,000. So happy with that. You know, definitely getting paid, and we still have plenty of room to move over some more. I know the cattle are gonna start paying well, so we'll be getting on that, which will be profitable, but things are just really starting to move around and get going as we're starting to approach level 7 on the XP there. And definitely filling in the locos and the rolling stock now, getting things moving in the right direction. So with that, I think we're definitely going to call that one a win. Say thanks for tuning in. Remember, if you get a chance, like, share, subscribe. Subscriptions are free, but they sure do help the channel. Y'all have a great day.